let's talk about your journey, because your background is in corporate world and finance. So from that to this, I understand the influence your wife has had on the creative energies. How was the journey? What took you there?
Hello. Yeah. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. As I mentioned, there are some advantages that being in a corporate role gives you. It's just the fact that you have a lot of life experiences. But there are some difficulties as well. And as you rightly pointed out, everybody has a book inside them. And maybe actually, this doesn't even have to hold true just for a book, right? All of us have something creative that we want to do. It could be a book, it could be wanting to make a movie, it could be wanting to do travel blogging, or it could be wanting to start an NGO, or maybe support a social cause, or maybe pursue an entrepreneurial venture. And we have some well-known entrepreneurs in the audience. I think the critical thing there, obviously, is first to learn to give some attention to your inner voice. And that's not easy to do because there's just deadlines and board meetings and presentations and all sorts of stuff. And somewhere that inner voice sort of nudges you and whispers to you, but it doesn't quite get its due attention. I was lucky because I spent a lot of time actually in flights a few years ago. I was, for various reasons, commuting between Vietnam, India and Singapore. I actually took like 350 flights over 2.5 years. So a lot of this book actually got written on flights because I was able to be quiet and still my mind and focus on listening to that inner voice. Yeah, but that inner voice, at least for me, that only takes you some distance. I think I had to submit to the creative process by learning to give up control. We seem to go through our thinking that we control everything, but actually we control very little. And creative inspiration strikes you at the oddest of times, as I'm sure Vineet can testify. So you're just going to give this presentation, you've slogged it out all night, you've slept 2 hours, and that's when the idea comes, and you're like, oh gosh, now what do I do, right? You're, you're alternating between, investment committee, IRR numbers, and thinking about what happens to this guy who's stuck in the forest. So, but you have to submit to that creative process. The reverse also happens. So there are days when I would, have a bath, shave, and maybe go for a run in the morning and have the whole day freed up, show up in some cafe and have the right ambiance and everything, and no ideas come. So I think one has to submit to the creative process. So that's something that I learned to do. And also I think just the other thing is just not trying to be perfect and just make a start. Because the journey of 10,000 miles starts with a single step.
That's quite right.
Yeah, that was it.
So it's good to know that you've earned so many air miles along the way.